Good call, spotter.
Well, the Division 4 grand final just about to get underway between the Basin and Heathmont for season 2004, and a highly anticipated game between two sides who have clearly been the best two teams in Division 4 football this year, the minor premiers Heathmont, and the team that has beaten them twice this season, once during the regular home and away season, and then in the second semi-final to book their place in today's grand final at Tormore Reserve. Should be a fantastic match this afternoon, anybody's game, and a big crowd at Tormore Reserve. Looking forward to it under excellent conditions for football. I'm Brad Henderson. Joining me in commentary this afternoon is a very good afternoon to Lachlan Diggs.
Thanks a lot, Brad. Yes, it's a huge game. We've all been thinking these two will meet in the grand final. It's happened that way. Now it's a matter of seeing who wants it the most and who's going to come up, win this one and go into the third division now. Umpires for today. Field umpires Ray McInerney and Ben Hardman. Boundary Brenton Crowe and Stephen Ritchie. The goal umpires Greg Elford, Chris Wilson, and the emergency is Jason Herman.
Your prediction for Heathmont and the Basin today? Who's going to take the premiership?
I'm going for the Basin.
Matt Lee joining me for special comments today as well. Your prediction, Matt?
I think Heathmont will win today, Brad and Lachlan.
Well, the first bounce of the ball, handball was shot out, and quick kick comes forward from Paul. Very high kick. Baker takes the mark, steadies from half forward. Left foot kick didn't really do his forwards any favours. Gladman was the target. Possibly got a push in the back from Fisher. No free kick paid. Ball spills loose out towards the boundary. Oxley crashed in hard, and over the boundary line there, Ben Howard unable to keep the ball in
free
play.
Kick come here, Brad.
Looks like it might go to Howard. No, Gladman in fact to take the free kick for Heathmont. Handy recruit this year, has kicked his fair share of goals and forms part of that very formidable Heathmont forward line, along with Hartman, Levi Horton, Dean Thomas and Aiken. Kick from Gladman is just off target, but first score of the game for Heathmont. They lead one behind, and the Basin yet to score. Matt Lee, any interesting matchups to start with?
Yeah, we'll pick up as we progress into the early stages of this quarter, and we'll pick up some key matchups and try and inform you about in a minute or two.
As Gillette, the Basin coach, looks to get us back underway with kicking in today. He's just sizing up his options, where to go. Get some leads out to the far side. So he goes out there. Big pack of players at ground level, trying to come through. Mitchell. Over the top of the ball goes Grant. And we're going to have the ball up. Half-back flank for the Basin on the far side of Bronier Oval. And this first quarter, both sides have jumped each other during the year. They don't want it to happen today. Both sides like to get off to a good start. As a handball comes out to Gillette, he breaks away from centre half-back. Kicks up into the forward line, looking for Yeomans, over his head, too far. Sliding in there well was Forsyth, and he won the free kick for Heathmont. Forsyth on the half-back flank. Kicks up to Tucker. Tucker's got plenty of space. Veteran of this Heathmont lineup. Tucker now kicking in towards centre half forward. Good kick. And the mark's been taken there by Howard. Howard, short pass in. Big Hartman. Did he have it long enough? Yes, said the umpire. Brett Hartman held on. And he has it, the first big scoring shot in the game.
Well, judging by the big thigh guard that he's got on. He's certainly coming into this game with an injury. That's the sort of delivery which he'd like. I don't think he's probably got too much sideways movement today, but Howard put it straight out in front of him. Perfect pass for the leading full forward.
See what Lee Hartman can do on his right boot. He's pushed it a little bit to the left, but they're clapping. He's got the goal. First goal to Heathmont, 1-1-7. Leading the Basin, yet to score.
So the 7-point lead to Heathmont. First goal of the game kicked by Lee Hartman. And that's exactly the start they would have been looking for. Will it be third time lucky today for the Jets, going down in the grand final the last 2 years? And certainly they feel that their time is well and truly overdue, looking to head up to third division next year. Well, they're off to the best possible start. 7-point lead for Heathmont. 1-1-7 plays the Basin, yet to score. Hartman gets his first kick of the game. Kicks to full forward. Big fly came from Hayhurst. Couldn't drag it down. Cowlishaw socket off the ground though, and gives the Basin their first goal. So the Bears get the quick reply, and the margin now back to 1 point. Andrew Cowlishaw getting the Basin's first goal of the game, and Matt Lee. Basically, you'd have to say the two forwards who are going to be most important in this game, Lee Hartman for Heathmont, Andrew Cowlishaw for the Basin, both off to a bright start.
They are both off to a very good start. Both teams will be very pleased with the way they've gone into their respective 50s and converted.
A great takeaway there from Brett Hartman out of the centre, just to even up with his brother Lee for that last goal. Good skills by the big man on the ground level. Now the ball's in the middle, trying to break his way through. Heathmont player going nowhere. Centre clearances will play a big part in this game. Plays a big part in every game. Up they go again. Sammartino and Tom and Mitchell. Now handball out. Basin going forward. Kick up there. Looking for Cowlishaw. Coming through was Hayhurst. Now here's a chance for Killian, but Heathmont rebound. Little kick up to Taylor. He's got it on the half-back flank. Taylor kicking into the centre of the ground. Wanted Shaw. Wasn't a good kick. It never got to him, but Shaw somehow read the play best. Picked it up. Kicked in towards the half-forward flank. Gladman coming out. Couldn't take the mark. Now it's Killian for the Basin, responding and getting a player loose on the wing. Long into the forward line. At the back. Well done there, Ling. And now we're going to have a boundary throw in. Just a ball up. Well, I'm being told to stand up. That's fair enough. It's pretty hard to pick these boys up over the crowd here. That's a bit better.
Well, it's a huge crowd to that end of the ground, especially the scoreboard end of Tullamore Reserve.
Now Cowlishaw gets the tap down. Well roved by Cook. Or Harris, excuse me, from Heathmont, and they're away again.
Taylor's kick up towards the wing. One-on-one contest on that outer side. Some great work done there by Dan. Goes in hard again. Loose ball. Harris put his body over it. Did he get a push in the back? Umpire thought that he didn't. Didn't pay the free kick. So he'll throw it up once more. Outer side of the ground. Out of the ruck contest. Harris does well. Rove the pack nicely. Fed the handball back. High kick to centre half forward, but a great mark taken by Cook, and he charges out of defence, chanced his arm, sends it forward and hits Cowlishaw on the chest, and that was great bold attacking footy from Lee Cook. Cowlishaw looking very dangerous early, again on the mark, again on the lead, and he'll be hard to stop. He's had a terrific season. He's got his brother playing this afternoon as well, of course. Let's see what Andrew Cowlishaw can do. Ex-Vermont player, spent last season in Division 1 for Vermont this year, attempting to help the Basin to a Division 4 Premiership. Probably could have gone a bit closer in the end. The kick to the line is rushed through for a behind, and Cowlishaw left a pretty big gap between himself and the man on the mark. Probably could have given himself an extra 5 or 6 metres, and in that situation,
would have got that one home.
Yeah, quite possibly could have made the distance. So Andrew Cowlishaw gets his first behind, and the Basin 117, Heathmont 117. It's all tied up in the first quarter.
As Chute kicks in, looking for Walters, can't find that player, it's punched over the line. So good result for Basin, they'll keep it in there forward 50, about 30 out from goal. Boundary umpire to throw it back in. Getting it all right as they set themselves up, both teams. Now it's Matt Cowlinshaw for the Basin. Tries to hit it into the hot spot. Doesn't quite. Goes again. He was tackled. Hartman on his knees. Got a handball out. Here's a chance for Wishart for Heathmont. Comes away. Kicking up for Aiken. Aiken takes a great one-hander in front of Watson. Watson's got a big job ahead of him today. Aiken with the skills. On the centre wing. Kicks up there looking for Lee Hartman. Hartman at the back, stayed down. Can he pick it up? Paddles it along in front of himself. Now left foot shot at the goal as he kicked a great soccer one. He has, Lee Hartman. What a goal from the veteran.
Oh, fantastic goal from the pocket with the left foot. Gets his second goal. And it's a bit of a Cowlinshaw-Hartman show at the moment. Unfortunately for the Basin, it's Heathmont's Hartman who's gotten off to a great start. 2 goals on the board for him. A couple of these matchups, interesting really in the defensive area for the Basin. They look a little bit outsized. Oxley has a job on Gladman. He's conceding quite a few centimetres there. And there's a couple of other matchups going forward where certainly Heathmont have the edge in size.
Well, they do. Watson obviously just giving away a little bit of height to Aiken, who's going to be a player that's going to be very hard to stop today.
Back in the middle, San Martino won it down to Harris. Another clearance for Paul Harris, who's had a terrific start to this grand final. Baker's kick forward was intended for Gladman. Aiken grabs a hold of it, forced onto his left foot, bounces through a goal. And that's another one on the board for the Jets. They're off to a flyer. Mick Aiken kicks his first. Heathmont get their third. And the Jets lead by 12 points.
Well, good bit of work there, ground level from Aiken. Proved that he's good in the air and on the ground. It's a fantastic snap. DeHaan just couldn't quite get there to drop it off.
Paul Harris has had a great start to this game. He's getting a bit of rough treatment from the Basin opposition at the moment in the middle of the ground, but he's in and under work, and his clearances from the middle is setting the Heathmont up and giving them first use of the ball out of the middle.
Now up they go again. San Martino got the knockdown. Taken for the Basin though. Handball over the top. And here's a chance for Cook. Cook set up their last goal. Goes the long one looking for Cowlinshaw. Andrew Cowlinshaw takes a good mark. No, sorry, it's gone the other way. And he's standing over him, and he might have 25 metres there as well. He has. And a good mark there by Forsyth. Forsyth with his 25 metres gets up to the left half-back flank for Heathmont, driving up to centre half forward for Aiken. Punch came away. Taylor helped it on its way. And the free kicks come out of that one. It's going to go Heathmont's way too, Taylor. He's got a chance to set one up. You look for Hartman, why wouldn't you? Doesn't quite get there. Cook is chopping in, taking a good mark.
It's been good, Cook, early. Again, put his body there into the path of Hartman, which is no mean feat. Lee Cook clearing for the Bears. The kick up towards the wing, but Baker's there to take a safe mark for Heathmont. Daniel Baker, in the true centre wing position, loads up with the kick, and that's a disappointing result. Donovan there to safely take the mark for the Bears. Baker's kick really just was a 35-metre chip to a pack or to a contested situation, and another mark taken. So a bit of kick-to-kick happening at the moment. Heathmont will clear once more. Looks like it might be San Martino. High ball from San Martino. Aiken came from the back. Darn did well. Dishes off the handball. Now the Bears are off and running. Fisher's kick to half forward. McCarthy attacked it though, and a terrific effort by Christian McCarthy. Threw caution to the wind and charged out at the ball. Harris now has a chance, beats the tackler, measures the pass to the wing, although well marked there against Shaw by Mitchell, and Big Rod Mitchell taking the first of what I'm sure will be many marks this afternoon. elected to go in short to Gillette. They just share it around now, the Basin. Long left foot kick to half forward. Almost a push in the back there. Will go the way of Killian. Umpire thought about paying advantage, but in the end, not much advantage there for the Basin. So the ball comes back to Matt Killian. One of those very few players in this team who had to suffer through the last 2 years where the Bears were the wooden spooners in Divisions 2 and 3. I'm sure Killian will really enjoy the success that the team's having this year. Potentially a premiership this afternoon. And he's found Mark Thomas, the veteran. Played in the grand final last year for Coldstream, this year for the Bears. Let's see if Thomas can kick the Bears' second goal. He's a great big game player, Mark Thomas, and he's made no mistake. Thomas kicks the goal, gives the Bears their second. The margin now back to just 6 points.
Well, they needed that one. Matt?
Yeah, look, it's just interesting to know the 2 times that they've set up goals, they've come from the back end of Cameron Gillette, certainly giving him in the back line there, setting up those 2 goals, just linking up well.
As General Gillette has done all year, he's not letting them down. At the 15-minute mark, scores 6 points, lead to Heathmont. Up they go. Thomas wins a little tap down, taken by Gillette. On the left boot, kick out there. Well, good mark taken, McCarthy. Make that Ling. Ling diving up there and taking a strong mark. He kicks out, finds Paul. Paul in a bit of space. Just back from the half-back flank. The scoreboard side of the ground, he goes up towards the wing. Good effort there, taken by Tucker. On the far side. Kicking into centre half forward. Aiken the target. And over his back. Now Watson just getting in Aiken's back on that occasion, and free kick going to the jumping jack forward at Heathmont, which is Mick Aiken.
Well, hopefully we'll see a few highlights from him this afternoon. Lachlan usually likes to provide the crowd with at least 1 or 2 big flies. Haven't seen one so far, but I'm sure at some stage we will.
Well, he's also a good kick of the ball, and he's going to have a go at it from here. A fair way out. Mick Aiken on the right boot. Tell you what, he's done that pretty well. He's done that very well. Mick Aiken gets Heathmont's 4th from long range. It's a wonderful kick from the youngster.
Well, great start by the Jets. They began, of course, last year's grand final against Rowville in fine fashion with the first 3 goals, or 3 of the first 4 goals, but certainly today I have a feeling they're going to sustain this performance for much longer. 4-1-25, the Basin 2-1-13, Aiken getting his 2nd goal. And, terrific start by him and by Hartman. Back in the middle, San Martino against Mitchell. That should be a great battle to watch in the ruck throughout the afternoon. San Martino, the recipient of the free kick, dished it off to Shaw. High kick by Steve Shaw. Gillette's there to take the mark again for the Bears and brings the Basin out of defence. Might have been Fisher, in fact. Fisher's kick hugging the boundary. Made it hard for his teammates further afield. Thomas has the free kick. Thomas goes short. Yeomans. Great pressure by Howard. Out of defence, Taylor links up well. Who can he go to? Howard is the man. Howard dishes it back to Forsyth. Harris, under pressure, got his kick around the corner. Fisher, though, again there to take the mark. And, gee, Ricky Fisher and Cameron Gillette finding space in defence and reading the play well, continually setting up their team. Cook's kick forward, but a terrific mark for Heathmont against Oxley. Wishart is off and running from the wing. Long searching kick by Wishart. Aiken had a fair bit of it against Watson. Great battle between those two. Watson on hands and knees. Did well.
Great effort, Watson.
Great play by Watson. Dishes it off to Cook. Searching kick by Cook. Cowlishaw runs onto it. Had a fair bit of it. Walters working hard for the Jets on hands and knees. Ball spills loose. Chance again here for Heathmont. Shaw, though, clears for the Jets. Left foot kick, hugs the boundary. Taylor sank the slipper into it up towards Hartman. Ball spills loose again. And the Basin will load up from defence.
Yeah, the Basin. No, they've turned it over. Free kick going to Taylor. No, Taylor's the closest man on the scene. Free kick actually going to Ling, it looks like. Maybe Baker. Now it's knocked down. Picked up by Harris. He's under besiege. Handball came out. Donovan for the Basin, kicking long. Matt Cowlinshaw had to go from behind, but Forsyth stood his ground, took a very courageous mark with the big man closing down on him. He kicks out, finds a play on his own. It's Chute. Chute kicks up the wing. Good mark taken by Baker. Baker's had a fair bit of it, Matt.
Yes, he has. He's starting to accumulate some possessions.
Yep. Ball comes out to centre half forward, goes through the hands. Chance now for Basin to clean up. Kick around the corner, looking for the safety of the boundary line. We'll have a throw in as it beats Hayhurst over the line, and also Travis Ling for Heathmont. So good 75 metres around from the Heathmont goals. They lead by 2. 2 straight goals. There's the throw in. Up they go. Mitchell trying to get the tap down against Sammartino. Taken away by Ling on the burst. Here's a go for Aitken, but there's something going on earlier. And the free kick's gone to Aitken for a bit of holding on. So Nick Aitken kicked the last one from long range. This one a bit closer and about the same angle. Michael Aitken coming in. Lovely straight kick, hit the wind, and he's put through another one. Heathmont have 5, Aitken has 2. And he started off in great fashion.
Both teams been inside 58 times each, and Michael Aitken kicking his 3rd goal, taking his season tally up to 53.
And Matt, my experiences with watching Heathmont generally, that when Aitken plays well, usually Heathmont win. And he's got off to the best possible start.
He has. He's probably one of those players that they really have to watch. He's got very good hands, and he's a very good finisher of the ball.
Back in the middle, Sammartino against Mitchell. Harris again working hard, gathers it in. Got a high tackle. Didn't appreciate that either, Paul Harris. So free kick goes to Harris, switches to the outer side. Has Darren Paul on his own. Paul loads up from a long way out, kicks it to the square, some holding on. Gladman took the mark, but there's a free kick going the way of the Basin.
That was important for the Basin there. They couldn't afford another goal through.
Oh, Adam Watson, the recipient of the free kick, just some holding on there by Aitken. High floating kick, lots of distance there from Watson. Mitchell was the target. Harris again gathers yet another possession, dishes it off to Chute under pressure. Chute was stripped of the ball. Great pressure from the Bears. Long kick forward. Walters will get to it first. Did well, Chris Walters. Handball was very effective. Set up his teammate. And gets it back again, Walters. Some great running from the defender. High kick to the wing. No mark taken for the Basin. Ball shovelled out. Quick kick from Skirk towards centre half forward. Tucker was bumped off the ball. Sammartino gets it on to Tucker now. Does well. Tucker bursts clear, but he was well dragged in then. Donovan has a chance for the Basin to send him forward. He's had a very good first quarter. Cowlishaw flew from about 3 deep. Sammartino was there on the scene as well. Hartman, well tackled. Ling paddles it on. Donovan again gets another kick. High left foot one from Donovan. No mark taken by Forsyth. Heathmont defence under siege at the moment. Ball carries over the head of Mark Thomas. Tucker went in, almost could have been kicking in danger. Gillette from a long way out, gives it all he's got right to the square. And Hartman was back there, so was Cowlishaw. But the ball had already gone through for a rush behind.
Well done to Duncan there. He got the fist on it and just brought it to the ground and gave Cowlishaw half a chance on that occasion. That's good discipline that you need from the forwards. If they're caught behind, they turn into backman and they punch. Bring it to ground level, give your guys a bit of a chance.
The Heathmont defence, it's underrated. McCarthy, Walters and Forsyth, week in, week out, do a terrific job for their team. probably don't get the recognition that a lot of their exciting forwards get at Heathmont, but they've already had a terrific start to this game.
And that man kicking in, shoot, he got it to Walters. Walters on the left, goes up to looking for Sammartino. Can't take the mark, but it's all Heathmont at ground level. Little handball came out from, it was Harris. No, that was actually Wishart, didn't go far enough. And a good tackle laid, and Basin forced a throw in. Yeah, just forward of the wing, Basin's favour. In front of this huge crowd, friends and family cheering them on. See if they can get the next one. Up they go. Mitchell, tap over the back, chance for Gillette. He went in hard, couldn't come out with it. They asked for a hold on the ball. He had no chance to get it out, so we'll have the ball up. Right on the point of the square there, half forward flank. Basin into attack. Mitchell and Sammartino. Mitchell gets it, comes down to Thomas. He can't break through. He'll have to knock it out. He does now. Comes out to Hayhurst, high up and under. Chance there for Cowlinshaw. That's Matt. Can he pick it up? He can. Great pick up, Matt Cowlinshaw. Shot in at the goal. That is a wonderful goal. Skill from the big man.
Oh, great goal there from Matt Cowlinshaw. And he needed that, well, they desperately needed that one, the Basin. Much needed goal for the Bears. Because Heathmont certainly have settled quicker, but Cowlinshaw, Matt Cowlinshaw on this occasion, kicking their third goal, and the Basin now 3-2-20, Heathmont 5-1-31.
Conversion very important when you go inside 50. They've been inside 50 the Basin on 12 occasions.
Back in the middle, tap one this time by Mitchell, but it was beautifully sharked by Taylor. Taylor's kick though was disappointing. Showed a lot of it to the opposition. Cook did well. Clears out of defence. Fisher will run onto it. Well played, Rick Fisher has a bounce. Neat kick. Hit his teammate on the chest. Should have taken the mark. That was Yeomans that time, but he dropped the mark. Tucker, great pass. Horden has time to steady. Close to the boundary line. Horden's kick. Swings it back to Hartman. Did Hartman drop it in the tackle? Just about. Hayhurst was well wrapped up by Thomas. Grant got it to Cook. Thumping kick by Cook. Out towards the wing. Wishart chases it down. Ball spills loose. Paul did well. Got it to Walters. Walters' kick, hugging the boundary. Pretty heavy collision. No free kick paid. Harris took a while to get back to his feet. And now the free kick has gone the way of the Jets. No, in fact, yeah, it is.
Going Heathmont's way.
It is a free kick. Wasn't to Harris though. Might be Brad Taylor for Heathmont on true centre wing position in the dying stages of this first quarter. Heathmont lead 5-1-31. The Basin are 3-2-20.
So Tuke takes the mark closer into the centre corridor. Tuke driving up towards centre half forward. Aiken, big fly, can't take the mark. Punched over the back, going through Courage is Shaw. Breaks through a tackle. Punched up towards Hartman. He's got Grant on him now, and good decision umpire. He pushed Grant out there. Adam Grant got front position, made sure he held it. And he got the fist away anyway. That free kick not being paid, so that was a good job. Grant kicking up towards centre half back. Gillette was the target. Couldn't take the mark. And there's the siren. At quarter time, it's Heathmont. 5-1-31, leading the Basin 3-2-20. Got a good close, even first quarter here in the Division 4 2004 Grand Final. Yeah, we're about to get underway in this second quarter. First quarter was Heathmont having the upper hand with 5 goals, 1 for the Basin, 3 goals, 2. Aiken being the star of that first quarter with 3 goals. Hartman also kicked an amazing soccer goal. At the other end, Cowlinshaw boys. Andrew was first off, with a nice soccer off the ground. And then Matt kicked the last goal of the first quarter with a wonderful running goal. Picked it up and almost in the same motion, kicked the goal as well.
And also a goal to Mark Thomas in that first quarter, who so often seems to save his best game of the season for the grand final. Always performs well in the big matches.
Well, they're the best players. As Basin go forward now. Kick down into the forward line. Big fly from Matt Cowlinshaw at the back, couldn't take the mark. Handball came out, went towards Haslam. Can he pick it up? Haslam snaps towards the goal. I think it's hit the post, it has. What a start, one behind. 3 goals, 3, the Basin now, 21. Trailing Heathmont 5-1-31.
Well, Heathmont defence just caught napping a little bit there after the restart, and Haslam almost made them pay for it. A little bit unlucky, he didn't get the favourable bounce there. It just brushed the inside of the goalpost. It's about as close as you could get. As Brad Shute to bring the ball back in. Coming into this match, as with a couple of his teammates, under a little bit of an injury cloud. So far, he hasn't seemed too affected by it. That was a terrible kick, though, by Shute. Tried to kick the leather out of it. Travelled a fair way, but straight onto the chest of Matt Cowlinshaw. And Cowlinshaw will send the Bears forward again. Lovely kick, great pass. And it looks like it might be Duncan there on the long lead, who's taken the mark for the Bears.
Duncan and Hartman look a lot alike, don't they, Brad?
Well, it's chance at a goal here from a fair way out. Great pass by Matt Cowlinshaw. It is Brett Hartman. Let's see what Hartman can do. The kick is a good one, and that gets the Bears off to a great start in this second quarter. First goal on the board for them, set up by Matt Cowlinshaw, finished off by Brett Hartman. Takes the Bears on to 4-1-25, trailing Heathmont 5-1-31. Certainly Matt Lee, the kicking for goal so far has been a real attraction between the two sides. 9 goals on the board, just 2 behinds.
Yeah, it really has. Both sides, midfields giving their forwards first option and giving them a reasonable distance to have a shot on goal.
Well, Sammartino and Thomas do in the ruck. Sammartino knocks it down, doesn't get it clear because it comes out to Gillette. Gillette handballs back to Dehaan, kicking out towards the wing, but chopped off there by Heathmont. I think it's Baker. Sizes them up. It was actually Chute, long kick, Aiken flies high. Gladman got a handball out, Tucker in space. What can the veteran do? Stephen Tucker, miraculous goal. That is probably the goal of the day. We've already seen a couple of rippers. Stephen Tucker, with poise and class, slots it through.
Oh, here's another player who seems to find an extra gear when finals start, and Steve Tucker from just inside the field of play. Great goal. You don't generally expect too many goals from Tucker. It's not really his forte, but he's come to the fore on that occasion. And getting the quicker reply, as we have seen a few times today, when the Basin have kicked a goal, Heathmont have been straight back at him with a goal of their own.
Well done, Gladman, to get the handball out to Tucker as well.
Mitchell up against Sammartino in the ruck. It's been a good battle. Nobody's really taken the honour so far. Paul gets the kick out of the middle. Good effort to mark by Baker. Just couldn't quite drag it down. Cook now is off and running for the Bears. Disappointing kick though this time. Ling worked hard. McCarthy, in fact, it was charging out at the ball. It was well wrapped up. Handball was shot out to Cook again. He's having a lot of the ball in this first half, but drifting back to take the mark was Forsyth. And he swings the Jets out of defence. Gillette, though, intercepts in front of Borden. Cameron Gillette sends the Bears forward. No mark held there. Haslam got it out to Skirk. Cowlinshaw went to ground. Strong tackle by Skirk. Throws his opponent to the ground. And I think Skirk might have... he hasn't done too much damage. In fact, Shaw getting back to his feet quickly. Haslam in some trouble there for the Bears. Short pass by Shaw. Finds Taylor. Paul. True centre wing position for Heathmont. Measures the kick.
Good punch.
Aiken. Did he throw it out? Handball was disappointing. Gillette put his body over the ball and won the hard footy for his team. Gets it back to Commons. Now it's with Gillette again. Long searching kick to full forward. Great mark by McCarthy. Terrific effort. Going back with the flight of the ball. Showed courage. Judged it to perfection. and will clear once more for Heathmont.
So the Jets go away. They don't get far enough though. It's dropped off by Skirk. Skirk taking a great mark. Kicking in towards, looking for Cowlinshaw. Can't take it now. Haslam's is in there. Killian as well. Going through Sammartino. Now the ball spills out. It's loose. Walder's put his foot in. And a free kick though. Going to Heathmont. Going to Forsyth. Been great in defence so far this afternoon. Forsyth, it's a free kick, drives it long. Might favour the Basin, it does. Little mark taken there, chipped over, looking for Hartman. He'll have to go against a couple of them. He does, but he can't stop them. Long kick up there, into the forward line. Lee Hartman can't take it. Duncan's in there, Gladman as well. Duncan wins it out. Only as far as Aitken picking it up on the run. Aitken firing at the goals, and he's put it through. I can hear the Heathmont crowd in the background. Mick Aitken gets his fourth. He's turning this grand final on his head.
Well, he just doesn't need much of an opportunity, does he, Mick Aitken? He gets the goals inside, and if he gets his hands on the footy, he won't let the team down.
Heathmont, when they go into 50, they generally score because that forward line is very open.
4 goals for Mick Aitken, 2 for Lee Hartman, and they have provided the bulk of the Heathmont score. 7-1-43 to the Basin, 4-3-27. Sammartino wins the tap down into the path of Tucker, but it was taken away from him. Out of the middle, it's going to have to come back to Gus Duncan, is it, or Hartman?
Hartman.
So Hartman has it for the Bears. Playing further up the field than we often see him do these days. Short pass to Thomas. Kick to full forward by Thomas. Killian roves the pack, was stripped of it, held without it, and the free kick will go to Matt Killian within goal scoring distance for the Basin.
I can just see people in front of us too, Brad. The wind's almost coming straight at the commentary position, almost across the ground from wing to wing, rather than much of an advantage for either side.
Killian, not a renowned goal kicker, but he did kick 3 in a game just a few weeks ago. Has played a little bit more up forward as this year's progressed. On this occasion, he's off target, and just one behind there for Matt Killian, which takes the Basin on to 7-2-44. Sorry, the Basin are 4-4-28, I should say. Heathmont 7-1-43, and the margin back to 15 points.
As Horton kicks in, finds Taylor. Taylor handballs off quickly, back to Horton. Long kick up there. Now McCarthy will have to go. He never got in there. It wasn't a very good kick from Horton at all. And Andrew Cowlinshaw chops in and takes the mark. He's got Skirk on for a little chip if he likes, and he'll do that now. Skirk takes the mark. He probably chipped to Killian in the end. Heathmont don't watch out. And of course that's going wide. Lead provided now. In they go. It's Matt Cowlinshaw. Great mark taken there by Taylor. A big hand in the last goal set up from Aitken. Taylor kicks it out to the left hand side. Mark taken by Chute. Make that Paul. Paul's away. Now I was right with Chute the first time, saw the 20. Chute goes long to the half forward line. Going back with courage. Basin defenders, and they'll come away now. Left foot kick. Having to go from behind was Hayhurst, but he never got in there. And a good mark taken by Paul.
So Darren Paul from the outer wing kicks to half forward. Horton the target. No mark taken. Ball spills loose. Oxley applies a strong tackle. And we'll have a ball up. So a 15-point lead to Heathmont at this stage. It's been a good term again from them. Chute is on the scene there. Now it's going to have to come back to Gladman. So just a bit of lull in play. Luke Gladman has the ball for Heathmont. Just really banks the kick high. A bit of a kick in hope. And in the end, a pretty hopeless kick because the mark was held there in defence for the Basin. And Gus Duncan has it deep in defence. Had a teammate close by. Grant got it to Skirk. Brad Skirk kicks to the wing. Cowlinshaw came from a long way back with the fist, but he was unsuccessful. Mark taken there by Forsyth. And Peter Forsyth always takes his fair share of marks, and that's another one this afternoon. High kick, Aitken almost dragged in a great mark. For a brief moment there, it looked like he'd dragged it in.
Big one-hander.
Right in front of the crowd here. I'm sure the spectators down that end of the ground hoping that Mick Aitken can provide his usual fireworks. Skirk won it out of the ruck, well, won it from the ruck contest. Paul sets off with the ball, but it's going to have to come back to Brad Skirk, the ex-Coldstream player who played in that losing grand final in Division 3 last year for the Cougars. Today he's playing against the Jets, of course, and doing a good job for the Basin.
Oh, just when you speak, Brad, reminds him because Horton comes in and chops off an errant kick that was looking for Yeoman. And Horton is backing himself from here. Gets a couple of leads on. Moores then. He's going to go to the square. He's got Aitken there anyway, so he's got to back up. Horton, long drop punt, looks pretty good. Aitken from behind, flies high, can't take the mark. Fires up, Gladman couldn't keep it in, and we'll have a boundary throw in. 10 metres around from the Heathmont goal.
Levi Horton has been pretty quiet so far by his standards. He's trying hard, but he's struggling to get into the game.
Yep, boundary throw in, comes to Harris, can't get away. Gladman puts his body in, Duncan wraps him up, and the play's going nowhere. The Basin have gained a little bit of ground, but still in a very dangerous position. 30 metres out from the Heathmont goal. They're already leading by 3 goals at the moment. Baker doing the ruck. Up against Mitchell. Trying to go through there is Watson. And we'll have another ball up. Basin see how desperate it is to get out of here. How are you seeing it at the moment, Matt?
Yeah, look, the Heathmont are looking very dangerous up forward. Every time they go into 50, they are scoring. So, so the Basin defenders need to be aware and be very tight.
Well, Mitchell wins the tap down. Comes out to Fisher. Can he break away? He can. Make that Yeomans. Yeomans kicks up and finds Hartman. Hartman gives himself a bit of distance. Now, kick's not a good one. It won't be out of bounds on the full. Gets to Thomas. Thomas handballs back into play. Going through and getting a free kick for the Basin.
It's against Wishart for the tackle around the neck.
And it's Donovan. Donovan has it for too high. Tight in the pocket, 40 metres out. There is no way he'll kick this one. He's going to settle up for the top of the square, I think. He's done just that. Needs a flyer. Hasn't got one. Ground level. Coming through, picking it up. Good handball back to Donovan. And smothered beautifully by Taylor on that occasion. Right on Taylor to get the hand on that. So, deep in the pocket, 15 around from the goals. It is Heathmont 7-1-43, leading the Basin 4-4-28.
Brad Taylor's had a terrific first half, one of the best players on the ground thus far. That was a great smother, and now a nice handball as well, which releases Ling. Ling's kick, though, was disappointing, really to nobody. It's all the Basin there in the middle of the ground. Handball came out to Darn. Got it from Commons. High kick by Darn to the centre half forward. Shaw did well. Fisted it down, but Cook roved the crumbs. Great smother by Steve Shaw. Walters was hit high, surely. No free kick paid. Getting very physical. Temper's starting to fray. Now there's a chance for the Bears. Cook fires at the goals. And a wonderful goal. Kicked by Lee Cook. The Basin's 5th on the board. And they move on to 5-4-34. Heathmont 7-1-43.
They've been into 50 this quarter at the Basin on 9 occasions, and that was a very good goal by Cook.
I'll tell you what, boys, well, we've been talking about goal of the day so far. We've had quite a few up for grabs, but that one, I think that's got the vote for me so far because the games became physical. We saw that hit. We wondered if the free kick would be paid. It didn't. Well done to the umpire. And then Cook with a magnificent finish, bending it back around the corner. So, back to the close game, back to the middle. Heathmont go forward, but Gillette's there for the Basin. Can he pick it up? He just bounces off his opponent. Does very well. Kicks out to the wing. Finds that man Cook coming into it. His kick coming in, looking for Skirk. It'll go too far. It'll end up with Paul. Paul handballs back. Now Heathmont have a chance here. Long drop punt. Great mark taken by Baker, the stretch. Just took it in the fingertips. He's got Horton running loose. He'll pass to him now. Ball checking the Bears. And Horton has a chance to put one through.
Well, you tempt fate a bit if you leave this guy on his own for too long, because he's a very good finisher. And you just see the man there on the mark, Brett Hartman. I'm quite sure that he's not Horton's opponent, so somebody a little bit slack in their role.
It's 9 points at the moment. Now it's 15 as Horton puts it through. And the Jets take that commanding lead back.
Well, it's proven costly there, the lack of diligence from the Basin defence, because, as I said, Horton, such a clever player, he will find space, and on that occasion he was pretty well all on his own. And if he gets a set shot anywhere inside 35 to 40 metres, we usually kick it. He's a quality player.
Yeah, the Basin defence needs to be accountable for their opponents.
Well, they did all the hard work. Threw it away there.
8-1-49. Heathmont still leading though, the Basin 5-4-34. And it's a 15-point lead as it stands, as once again the Bears go forward. No free kick. It's getting pretty physical out there in this second term. Baker did well. Daniel Baker that time finds Harris. Harris goes with the handball to Tucker. Tucker runs his full measure, probably ran too far. The umpire let him get away with it. Long kick by Tucker. Gladman chases it down. Had Duncan in opposition. And Gus Duncan there, pretty keen to find the boundary line. Luke Gladman appealing for deliberate out of bounds, but the umpire thought better of it.
Well, Tucker's 32, and that acceleration he just showed on the wing there, I still think he's one of the quickest on the field.
Got the generous reprieve from the umpire. Seemed to run a long way then, Tucker, without bouncing the ball. Back into place. Stephen Skirk went up in the ruck that time. Cook over the ball. And looks like we'll have a ball up. No, in fact, free kick goes the way of the Jets. Free kick to Heathmont. Might be Taylor. High floating kick inside 50. Gladman, full high. Hartman roved it. And the umpire has, what's his decision? He's called for a ball up. Said Hartman had no prior opportunity. Was wrapped up as soon as he laid hands on it. So the umpire will throw it up about 25 metres out from goal for the Jets. Aitken went up in the ruck. High left foot kick. Paul judged it pretty well against Skirk. Had a fair bit of it. Couldn't quite drag it in. Skirk kept his feet while Paul went to ground. Did well. Skirk's high kick to the wing. It's marked there by Sammartino. And Sammartino doesn't waste any time. Quickly moves the ball on to Baker.
Well, going in there now, Baker takes it. That's his brother. Chips in there, looking for Aitken. Aitken fires and takes a big mark. Well, we've been waiting for that. He nearly pulled one off before, and they'll just keep looking for him.
Well, he has looked dangerous every time he's gone near the ball today, Aitken. He's taken a couple of terrific marks. He's kicked, what's he got, 4 goals already. And he looks to be the match winner, and certainly having the better of that duel with Watson.
Mick Aitken, here he comes. There's the kick. They're clapping, but I think he's pushed it right. One behind, first blemish for Mick Aitken, second one for Heathmont. 8-2-50, leading the Basin 5-4-34.
Does look like a little bit of a mismatch in height between Aitken and Watson. Certainly Watson has really struggled to contain Mick Aitken today. Lee Cook will bring the ball back in for the Basin. Just sizes up his options. Comes to the broadcast side. Howard sets himself for the mark, and he took the mark. And that should be a 25-metre penalty.
Ridiculous.
Against Hartman. Howard always looked like taking the mark.
Jeez. Well, we talk about Brett Hartman, his experience is so handy out there, and that was just, you know, it's almost a given goal.
Just undisciplined on that occasion. It's going to result in a goal to Heathmont.
Yeah, a bit of frustration that he got outmarked, but I think, as I said, Howard always looked like the man most likely in that marking contest. Got to the position, and it was a good one-grab mark. With the 25-metre penalty now, Howard has the chance to kick his first goal of the day. Disappointing kick to the pocket. Aitken couldn't take the mark this time. A lot of players around the ball.
Too high, free kick.
Oh, free kick going the way of the Jets, so another opportunity for them. From the pocket, Horton offers a lead, that's ignored. Harris doesn't mind a goal, Paul Harris. He's not bad from this sort of position. What's he done on this occasion? They like it behind the goals, and Paul Harris likes it as well. Gets his first goal, gets Heathmont's 9, and they move on to 9-2-56. The Basin 5-4-34.
Yeah, free kicks count so far in the game. We have Heathmont with 9 free kicks to the Basin 6.
Well, in the second semi, Heathmont's bad kicking that cost them, and they've turned it around today. Not that the Basin's kicked that bad, 4 behinds in a half of football, but of course Heathmont with 9 goals too. What a turnaround. And a bit of practice at training. Up they go, Sammartino sends them into attack again with a big thump forward. Commons rebounding for the Basin, kicks it out towards the wing. No one really out there though. Here's a chance for Forsyth. Handballing back, Jets just getting out of trouble. And here's another chance, Killian. Handball was taken, Thomas had it, gave it over, and a long kick came forward looking for Matt Cowlinshaw, couldn't take the mark. Walters going back to Heathmont, took a great one.
He's had a great first half, Walters, probably Heathmont's best in defence.
Yeah, he's been good down there. Walters now kicks out towards the wing. They go. Big mark taken at the back there by Hartman. He kicks into the centre. Now here's a chance for Haslam. Haslam on his left foot, kicking up forward for Matt Cowlinshaw. Just let it bounce. Came out and won it. Back onto his right. Dummy to handball. Onto the right again. High kick. They'd want it to stay in. It does now. Coming through. Very well done there from Baker. Kicks up and finds Taylor. Taylor on the wing. Kicking up towards Horton. Horton on the move now for the Jets. Kicking in forward. Finding a player in Baker. Baker goes towards Aitken. He can't get there. At the back.
Oh, well done.
Cook's in trouble now. Just got a handball away. Coming out there to meet it was Grant. But now a chance for Heathmont from Hartman. And the veterans put it through. Hartman has his second. Wonderful opportunity goal there. And Lee Hartman also having an effect on this game, boys. One in both of the early quarters now.
Oh, he's having an effect in the stoush as well. What's going on right at the moment. He celebrated that goal pretty excited fashion. I don't think Watson appreciated it too much.
Now that's part of the grand final stoushes as well.
Great goal though, again. And as I said before, Heathmont just seem to have the answers. Every time the Basin start to threaten, they get a different reply. But that was terrific football from Heathmont going forward. You saw the class come to the fore. Taylor's kick for Horton was spot on, and then Horton, clever little kick as well, which set up a teammate. And certainly their ball movement was terrific. Lee Cook chancing his arm in defence on that occasion. Most times today it's come off, but that time he was all wrapped up. So back in the middle once again.
Well, Basin need the next one.
Yeah, that margin, it's 28 points now. Very handy lead heading into half-time for the Jets. Gillette out of the middle, kicks it into the path of Thomas. Mark Thomas takes the mark. Still a long way from home. Thomas leans back on the kick to the pocket. Ling spoils. Killian there as well. Quick kick around the corner. Cowlinshaw just watches it despairingly as it trickles over the line for a behind, which takes the Basin on to 5 goals, 6-36. Sorry, 5 goals, 5-35 in fact. And Heathmont still on 10 goals, 2-62.
So, back into play they come. Kick comes out, looking for Paul. He can't take the mark. Falls over the back. It's Mitchell giving it off to Cook. Cook going forward now. They need a mark from Matt Cowlinshaw at the back. He can't get there. Can't quite take it. Now to the Basin. Can they pick it up? Handball over the top from Killian. Looking for Hayhurst. He never gets there. Hayhurst goes back in again though. We'll have a ball up. right on the boundary line. Temper's being frayed yet again. Can they conjure up a goal from somewhere? The Bears. Skirk tries to break his way through. Well, a little bit of a push the umpire said there, and he pays advantage. Away go the Jets to Tucker in front of his face. Wasting no time, Stephen Tucker. In towards Baker. Been involved in everything, Daniel Baker. He's got Paul loose on the flank. Paul has to stand his ground. Wonderful punch away though. Here's a chance for Hartman. Can he pick it up? Gives it back to Commons. He started that one off, and Basin have a chance to go forward.
Well, up towards half forward, Killian beat the tackler, throws it on the boot. Thomas the target. Harris will gather it in for the Jets, and just comes away from half back. Lovely kick for Tucker. Hit him on the chest. Steve Tucker looks for Aitken. Watson in opposition. Did well that time, Watson. Read it better than Aitken. Kept his feet, but was then well tackled. Darn runs onto it. And he was bundled over the boundary line. So once again a throw-in. 10 goals to Heathmont, leading the Basin 5-5-35. It's a 27-point lead to the Jets at this stage. They are well and truly in control. Looking very good, but obviously more than half a game of football to go. Plenty of time left as the Bears come away from the wing. Ling spoiled, or attempted to spoil, but Killian was up to the task. Took a good grab. Killian quickly plays on. Neat pass. Gets it to Haslam. Haslam's kick. Punched away by Walters again. Haslam chases it down. Had Shaw in opposition that time. And Steve Shaw, Chris Walters, both just applauding each other's efforts on that occasion, forcing the boundary throw in. And so once again, throw in broadcast side of the ground.
Yeah, chance for the Basin. Coming through as Yeomans. He was tackled. Haslam tries to get Shaw. Doesn't quite get there. Coming out away is McCarthy. He kicks up looking for Hartman, providing an option on the wing. Mitchell's got it. Kicks back into the middle. Not a bad option. Into the centre corridor. There's the siren though. And a half-time. Heathmont looking in a good position. 10-62. Leading the Basin 5-5-35.
Yeah, the Basin really needed to get a goal just at the later part of that quarter, just to continue to be in the contest. Heathmont well on top at this stage.
So half-time, 10 goals to Heathmont, leading the Basin 5-5-35. And at the long break, Heathmont in control as they lead by 27 points.
Well, the second half is about to get underway in this Division 4 2004 Grand Final at Tormore Reserve, Baronia. Big crowd out here seeing the first half, which was all Heathmont. They lead 10 goals to the Basin 5 goals 5. They really stepped up in that last 10 minutes of the second quarter and took this lead to where it is now, Brad.
Yeah, and they kicked 5 goals 4 in that second quarter to the Basin's 2 goals 3. But as I said, the Basin did kick a goal. Heathmont usually responded with 2. So back in the middle for the start of the third quarter. EFL Division 4 Grand Final. The season 2004, the third year in a row that Heathmont have participated in the Grand Final. Will it be third time lucky for them? At this stage, it looks like it may well be. Ling gets a quick kick from the wing up towards half forward. Baker attacked it, but he was stripped of the ball. Cook gets a clearance up towards Thomas this time. Well marked by Thomas, doesn't waste any time. Kicks to a teammate, 2-on-1 contest. Didn't really favour the Basin that time. Knight, or Forsyth I should say, was on the scene to offer some assistance to his teammate, and in the end the ball was kicked through for a behind. First score of the third quarter. The Basin move on to 5-5-35. Heathmont 10 goals to 62.
As McCarthy kicks in, and what a wonderful effort before from Wishart to go back with the flight of the ball and make that spoil, and without giving a free kick away. It was very important. As another little chip comes into Harris. Harris in the back pocket for Heathmont. Been great today, been clearing the ball out of the centre. Harris now goes up towards the half-back flank. Gets a big lead on. And a great mark taken there for Heathmont by Forsyth. Tumbling over as he took it. Forsyth back from the half-back flank. Picking up to the wing. Chopped off now. Basin rebound. Hartman the target. He'll have to go. Big punch came through from Sammartino. The Basin had numbers. Matt Cowlinshaw, quick kick. They'll need someone to go. Comes to ground now. And looks like Heathmont have got the numbers. A little kick out from McCarthy. Should sit. No, taken away there. Well done by Thomas. That Mitchell. Ball comes out. Kick goes forward from Dan. At the back, chance for Hartman. Brett Hartman runs in and snaps a goal. And the Basin get the start they needed in this third term.
Well, they've been into 50 3 times in the opening minutes of the quarter and resulting in a goal. First goal of the second half to Brett Hartman.
And how's the ground level skills of all the big men out there? We've seen Aiken kick him on the run. We've seen Lee Hartman, the oldest man out there, with a soccer goal in the first quarter. And now Hartman there, Cowlinshaw earlier for the Basin. This is quite amazing.
Yeah, great effort that time by Brett Hartman. And just to start the Basin needed. Certainly not a lot of support again, though, after that goal, really. It was a pretty important goal for them. Not a lot of Basin fans here today at Tormore Reserve, because the kick comes out into the path of Gladman. They did well. Luke Gladman won the ball. Kick was intercepted, though, by Hayhurst. And Matt Hayhurst brings the Basin out of defence. Cook was the target. It's fisted away from him. Paul, long searching kick to full forward. Free kick. It's gone to Aiken. And you'd have to say, based on what we've seen so far today, that he's a definite possibility of kicking the goal from here.
It's a very good kick for goal, and we'll be expected to kick this to increase their lead.
He's had a great game. 4 or 5 goals in that first half. Aiken kicked and certainly was dangerous in the air. Pretty good at ground level as well. And this was where he particularly shone out. Long set shots for goal. His kicking has been superb. What's he done with that one? Just off target this time, just off to the right. Made the distance easily, but on this occasion, not the accuracy from Michael Aiken, which takes Heathmont on to 10-3-63. The Basin are still on 6 goals, 6-42. So it's a 21-point lead to Heathmont.
Well, what's not quite working there on Aiken at the moment. He just gave away the free kick in desperation. He tried to get forward to punch the ball away. As Cook comes out, kicks up, and a wonderful mark taken by Dan. Dan handballs inside. Here's a go for the Basin. Yeomans gets it. Handballs back to Matt Cowlinshaw. He has to stop as he kicks. Tries to put it in the path of Killian. Gets a kind bounce. Coming through with courage. Seeing it over the line there is Wishart. Providing another great effort in the back line for Heathmont. So the Basin move on to 6-7-43, trailing Heathmont 10-3-63.
The back line today of Heathmont has just been superb. Wishart, McCarthy, Forsyth, Walters as well. They've all done a terrific job.
Moz King today, Brad.
Yeah, well, that's a disappointing kick in there. Marked by Hayhurst. And Christian McCarthy hasn't really done all that much of the kicking in today. It's not really his the job that he's usually handed. Perhaps that's why. Hayhurst read the kick well off the boot. Has a chance at his first goal of the day, and he's pretty happy with it. Very happy with the kick. Matt Hayhurst gets his first, gets a much-needed goal for the Bears. That's their 7th. And now the Basin move on to 7 goals, 7-49, trailing Heathmont 10-3-63, and Matt Lee, the deficit now back to just 14 points, even though it has seemed like Heathmont have had the majority of the play.
Well, Heathmont have had the majority of the play, but the Basin have been inside 50 in the early part of the third quarter on 5 occasions, and they've had plenty of opportunities to kick goals, and that was one of them. A much needed goal for the Basin.
As a tap comes down from Hartman, ends up with Hayhurst. He kicks forward, chance for Cowlinshaw at the back. No mark paid. Would have been a great effort. Thomas tries to keep it in, but he can't do so. So Bears doing a good bit of attacking here. They need to do so. 15 metres around from the Basin goal. On the scoreboard side, Now there's a big Basin contingent of supporters around there. Maybe they'll get their team going. Cowlishaw goes up in the ruck. Andrew against Sammartino, and he pushed out Sammartino. And the free kick will go to the Heathmont ruckman. Timely one in that, out of that position as well. Sammartino will take the kick in the back pocket. He's got Harris breaking for him in the far side if he wants to switch. At the side, that's a bit risky. So he handballs onto Walters. Walters on the left boot. Kicking up towards half back. Basin have numbers. Ground level. Ling tried to pick it up. Now Ling might go. Gets a handball out. Taken away from Taylor. Handball inside to Cook. Cook handballs. A bit astray. No chance for Yeomans. He couldn't pick it up. Attacking it. The Jets trying to come out of trouble. Another little kick came out. Now here's a go. It's Taylor. Kicks up looking for Aitken. Good punch behind Watson. Tucker reading it well. Handball into Harris. Harris a little chip over the top. And a good mark taken there for Heathmont in the forward line. That was a good build-up.
Yeah,
and Horton ends up with a football.
Terrific running again from Tucker and from Harris, through the veterans on the Heathmont side. They're just full of running, and they combine well on that occasion. Harris, when he goes forward, he usually finds a teammate. That was no exception. And as we said earlier, Horton, anywhere inside 40 metres, is always a big danger to kick the goal.
So Horton, well, he's within 40 metres. He's straight in front. He kicks it. He's pushed a little bit to the left, but it's straight enough. It's a goal, and the one that Heathmont needed as the Basin were coming back there. The 11th for the afternoon.
That was a steadying goal for Heathmont, a much needed goal to get them started in the third term. 11-3, 69. Very accurate kicking over the Basin. 7-7, 49, 20-point leaders, the Jets.
Yep, it's pretty evenly poised third quarter, but the lead's still pretty handy for Heathmont on this stage. 11-3 to 7-7. Basin go forward once again though. Donovan, long lead in front of Shaw, takes the mark. Still a fair way from home. Donovan, floating kick. Harris went for it, but Thomas was in better position, and Mark Thomas takes a good strong mark for the Basin. Go back, has a chance to kick his, I think it might be his second goal of the day. Kicked one earlier in this quarter. Thomas. Not a bad kick off the boot, but he just couldn't quite bring it back enough. So the minus score there for Mark Thomas, which sees the Basin move on to 7 goals, 8-50, trailing Heathmont 11-3, very accurate Heathmont, 11 goals, 3-69. Deficit back to 19 points.
And McCarthy been relieved of his duties after the last effort, and it'll be taken by Taylor. Taylor on the left boot, goes out towards centre half back. Big fly from behind, couldn't take it. Coming through, Thomas starting to come into the game. Kick wasn't a great one, but Skirk picks it up, does it very well. Skirk runs into an open goal and slams it home. Great roving Skirk, just what the Basin needed. This game is well and truly alive. Well, Skirk, he just pounced on that kick from Thomas that wasn't quite the one that Thomas wanted. Skirk was there to rove it, and then he kept his head, probably got told he was in the clear, and nailed it.
Great centering kick by Thomas.
The composure there from Skirk, he put the goals inside, made no mistake, and certainly he's had a pretty good game today. Certainly been one of the Basin's better players. Didn't really fold his performance. Back in the middle once again. Mitchell wins the tap, this time decisively, into the path of Skirk. Players put their bodies over the ball, including Harris. Umpire right on the scene there. Calling up umpires today, Ray McInerney and Ben Hardiman have the honour of umpiring this 4th Division Grand Final.
As they say, haven't really noticed the Brad, so they're doing a great job.
The by throwing it up this time. Skirk again does well. Chance now for the Jets. High kick from Paul, who's had an excellent game. He's won a lot of hard footy today. Paul's kick, though, doesn't really favour the team all that much. Skirk working hard again. Seems to be everywhere at the moment. Harris should spike it. Yes, he does, but not to his team's advantage. Well played again, Harris. Ran on to accept the handball. It was a bit too hot for him. Trip possibly. No free kick paid on Duncan. Got it to Hartman. Hartman through the middle. Measures the pass and hits Gillette on the chest. So Cameron Gillette still about 70 metres out from goal. Coach of the Basin, what can he conjure up from this situation? A few leads on offer, but he needs to ignore those. Massive kick by Gillette, right to the line. Big fly came from the back. Might have been Donovan who set himself for the big hanger on that occasion. Couldn't quite drag it down. And another behind on the board. Certainly the Basin doing a lot of the attacking in this third quarter. And they've moved on to 8 goals, 9, 57. Trailing Heathmont 11-3, 69. The margin now just 12 points.
As Taylor brings in football for Heathmont, kicks in. Pass was a good one, gets it to Walters. Walters on that left boot. Kick up towards the half-back flank. McCarthy, he'll have to go from behind McCarthy. Does the right thing, goes for the punch. Now it's at ground level. Umpire comes in and says, I'll ball it up. 75 around from the Basin goal. Halfway through this third quarter. This game's tightened up. As Brad said before, just the 12 points. Now a good tackle. Basin player slung off it. Shaw's got to kick forward. Loose ball. Players to converge from both sides. Little handball came out to Gillette. He's gone forward now. Cameron Gillette's loose at centre half forward. Goes the long drop punt to the goal square. And it was off target, just kept in play. Now here's a chance for Wishart. Wishart, which way will he go? He kicks out to open spaces. All Basin. They've got plenty of time. Tucker's going to have to come in and do something. Tucker tries to get Oxley. He can't. Oxley keeps his head, kicks back in towards Gillette. Gillette's got it in the centre of the ground. Waste no time. Plays on quickly. This time on the right boot. Goes towards Thomas. Thomas! No mark. Play on, says the umpire. Thomas around the corner. That is a wonderful goal. Wasn't paid the mark, decided I'll play on, dance around and kick it anyway. And the Basin get their 9th and get within 6 points. The Divi 4 Grand Finals alive.
Just the Basin is starting to get a lot more run from their half-back line, and Gillette, who's moved up to the centre half forward there, just starting to have an impact on the game with some very important marks.
Geez, what a move it is, Cameron Gillette.
Well, second goal for Mark Thomas. He was the ideal man to have in that situation because he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. And wasn't paid the mark, of course. He claimed the mark, but he did manage to quickly play on and kick a great goal, his second goal of the day. The deficit now just 6 points. As the kick comes forward, Jets, one of their rare forays forward in this quarter. Handball came from Haslam. Duncan sends it up towards the wing in front of Paul. Can Paul keep it in? Close to the boundary line. And finally over.
This quarter, in with the inside 50s, the Basin have been inside 9 times to Heathmont only 4.
So it'll be Cowley Shaw, in fact, to do the ruck work this time against Steve Shaw. Shaw wins the tap. Hartman gathered it in for the Basin. Sends it forward. Thomas the target. Walters in opposition. Well played by Walters. Knocks it along the boundary.
Oh, umpire said you had Pryor holding the ball.
That's a pretty harsh call. Chris Walters, bit unlucky. Thomas, the recipient of the free kick. So Mark Thomas, difficult shot from here. Probably kick it to the top of the square, you would think. See what he can do. High kick. Great kick. Great kick by Mark Thomas. Gets his third, gets his second in the space of a couple of minutes. And scores are dead set level out here at Tormore Reserve. The Basin, a wonderful comeback in this third quarter, and they have levelled the scores.
Well, Thomas, his second goal in a couple of minutes. And they've both been magnificent, Matt.
They have been very good goals. That was a very important one. Just that run-off half-back that they're getting now. That's what's creating those opportunities.
Well, Duncan's gone down back to believe Gillette, let Gillette go forward, and it's really working. Hartman's getting involved in the ruck as well. As Mitchell gets that tap forward, doesn't go forward enough. Coming through, good effort there. The Jets, they move on. Baker had a great first half. They need to see a bit more of him. Going to ground, well tackled Duncan. And just made sure that Howard was going nowhere. As I said, Gus Duncan, plenty of experience. Didn't go well from the forward line. He'll be more than happy to go and do his role in the back line in the second half. Andrew Cowlinshaw gets the nap. Taken by Shaw, though. Shaw around the body. Good chance for Harris. Up against him. Killian's there. And the whistle's gone. And it's going to go the way of Oxley. So Oxley changes things around. Goes to Matt Cowlinshaw. Risky. Stood his ground well with Aiken closing down on him. And Matt Cowlinshaw now kicks out towards Killian. He'll have to go. Baker provides a contest. Killian goes off the ground. It's all the Jets. If they can stop and pick it up, they can. Ling, advantage paid to him. Goes towards Tucker. Tucker flies high, can't take the mark at the ground level now. Yeomans is right with him. Tucker still keeps going. Manages to, well, not quite break the tackle. And a good one by Oxley. They brought him down. And the scores are level late in this third quarter Division 4 grand final.
Umpire throws it up. Favours the Basin. Cook has had a fantastic game, but it was a great chase by Shaw. And Lee Cook just a bit slow, hand to foot there. The free kick goes to Steve Shaw at half forward for the Jets. Has a couple of leads on offer. Kicks out into the path of Horton. Had Gillette in opposition that time. Well played by Gillette. Got it to Duncan. Now it's with Skirk. Kicks from the wing. Skirk's kick to half forward. Mitchell outpointed this time by McCarthy. And Christian McCarthy brings it out of defence for Heathmont. Finds Travis Ling at half back. Ling went in short. Showed a lot of it to Cook, but Baker was up to the task and took the mark. Baker spears the pass into Harris. Harris quickly plays on, and his kick was disappointing. Andrew Cowlinshaw in defence now, taking the mark. Comes out of the back line for the Basin, but Taylor intercepts the kick. And Brad Taylor hugging the boundary line. Chain of handballs finishes up with Paul. Lovely kick by Paul to Horton. Horton can run in. Measures the kick to Aitken. Aitken on his own in the goal square. Kicks the goal and puts the Jets back in front by 6 points.
Well, that was very fast-flowing football there from both sides, and I just think Basin ran out of legs on that occasion. And Heathmont kept their head. See Tucker balling to Horton. Aitken's loose in the square, get it to him, did that. And they played the percentages and got the goal they needed to get back in front.
Darren Paul and Paul Harris getting a heap of the ball in the midfield, and again on that occasion using it very well. Levi Horton just the icing on the cake. Lovely little kick to Aitken in the square. And Nick Aitken, what a day he's had. 5 goals, potentially a match-winning performance, and even more, potentially, more probably a best on-ground performance, you would think, from Nick Aitken.
He's booted that ball into the houses back there, and it is Heathmont 12-3-75, leading the Basin 6-9-90, 6-9-69, 10-9-69, get it out. 4th game in 2 days, we're loving it. Okay, back in the middle. Up they go, Cowlinshaw and Sammartino. Well, Cowlinshaw never got a chance to get in there as Horton roved it, sent it forward. Aitken couldn't get the rove. Duncan goes in for the Basin, they'll have a ball up. Just forward, centre half forward for the Jets. Closing in on 3/4 time. This game's closed up a bit. The spectators around me all excited. Up goes Aitken, gets the tap down. Roved beautifully by Horton, brings it back round his body. Horton won't quite, oh, nearly a good mark. Taken there by Brown. Now Hartman in a foot race. Can he get there first? He keeps it alive. Matt Cowlinshaw goes in to lend a hand. Grant did very well there.
Oh, a bit of a fitness test there for Lee Hartman, and he seemed to pass it pretty well. Yes. Competed hard with his opponent, and in the end not a bad result. Boundary throw-in, still in Heathmont's forward line.
Had it been the boundary line, he probably would have won it. And turn it around and kick it back in. Now Baker looks like he's doing the tap. Taylor tried to keep his head and get it to Hartman. Hartman knocked it on to Tucker. Tucker from the pocket has a shot at goal, puts it right across the front. Now still a chance for Aiken against Watkin. Aiken left him behind, improves the angle, snaps at the goal, and he's put it off to the right for one behind. 12-4, 76, leading the Basin, 10-9, 69.
Well, Mick Aiken's so dangerous every time he's got his hands on it, and again, just outpointed his opponent. Couldn't quite finish off with the goal. But he has been outstanding today as Gus Duncan will bring the ball back in for the Bears. A couple of leads on offer. Cook offered one. Duncan kicked to the half-back, and umpire says that he went a bit too far over the line. So Gus Duncan just conceding the free, well, not a free kick, it'll be a ball up, of course, just at the point of the square. Ball up deep in Heathmont's forward line, and bad mistake really from such an experienced player at this stage. Gives Heathmont a bit of a look in, and fisted almost through, not quite. Out of defence, Fisher. Disappointing kick, went over the head of Tucker. Opportunity now for Baker. Baker's kick was pretty good.
Great effort, Yeomans.
Ling tried hard, but he was outpointed by Yeomans, and Oxley there as well to force a ball up, and some desperation from the Basin team.
It's great work by the Basin. Stop the certain goal.
One out of the ruck, down to Darn. He was all wrapped up, good strong tackle. And once again, we'll have the ball up.
The good thing I've seen about Heathmont in the last couple of minutes is that they're willing to take their time and look for a player who's loose when they have the footy.
Heathmont win the tap this time down to Tucker, but he coughed it straight up to Cook. Cook's long kick to half forward, and getting back to take a good mark is Walters, who's had a... It's not Walters, in fact, it's Gladman. Gladman's kick to the wing. Baker did well. Baker throws it on the boot. High kick around the corner. Will it bounce in the field of play? Yes, it does. And then Ling ensures that it does eventually find the boundary line. Gains a few metres for his team. And once again, we'll have a boundary throw-in, broadcast side, half forward of Tormore Reserve for Heathmont, who lead 12 goals, 4-76 to the Basin at 10-9, 69.
7-point ball game. Very important, the next goal before the three-quarter time break. Basin won't want to concede one. They'd love to put one through, though. Up they go. McCarthy, third man up, wins a tap down, ends up in the hot spot with Horton. Grant bowls him over. Cook just lays a boot in. Hartman shows a lot of dash, trying to get around Skirk. He can't do so. Had Pryor, that is holding the ball. Well done, Skirk. Tackled a man twice his side and takes off quickly now, wasting no time. Skirk on the move, kicks up towards centre half forward. A lot of opportunities there coming through. Taking it well there is Mitchell. Round his body, going back with a flight as he bounced it through. Has he bounced it through? He has. Wonderful goal. Make that Hartman. Hartman with the skills on the left and bound through a miraculous goal. And it's back to a 1-point ball game. Crowd's telling me goal of the day. Well, it's not far off, mate, but we've seen some beauties.
Well, it's the crowd has come alive at this stage, and Hartman getting his second, which brings the deficit back. Great quarter this by the Basin. They have been on fire in this third term. 6 goals for the quarter. Back in the middle once again. High tackle, should be a free to the Bears. Yes, it is. Goes to Yeomans, quickly plays on. Kicks forward. Wishart came from behind with the fist. Cowlishaw tried hard. Taylor maybe got a push in the back from Skirk, wasn't paid. Taylor got quickly back to his feet, did really well, and forced it on to Harris.
Tell you what, Skirk has taken on about 4 Heathmont players there on his own and ended up with a throw-in. It's a magnificent effort. He's playing a great game.
Heathmont 12-4-76, Basin 11-9. 75, just a 1-point margin. And exciting last quarter is on the cards as Horden finds Tucker, hits him on the chest. Tucker goes forward, left foot kick to full forward. Hartman takes the mark. Adam Grant out point at that time, and Lee Hartman will go back and line up for his 3rd goal of the day. It's been a while since his 2nd, but he has a great opportunity here to stretch the Jets' lead out to 7 points. Good ball movement again. Levi Horden again. Just never seems to miss a target. Again, fantastic play going forward from the Jets.
Stephen Tucker managed to just get that pass off before he was tackled.
So Hartman, critical kick this one, just before 3/4 time. Looks in, keeps it low, and keeps it straight as well. Straight over the goal umpire's head. Gives Hartman his 3rd, and takes Heathmont's lead out to 7 points.
He just wasn't going to miss that one, Lee Hartman. He's been through too much heartache at this football club. Been such a fine leader for them. He was the coach last year. He's left it up to Jeff Allen on his own this year with this, the co-coach. And now he kicks a very important goal for them when they need it the most. 7 points in favour of the Jets. Approaching 3/4 time. Umpire puts it down. Tino goes up high. Hit Skirk, overran it. Harris picked it up, ended back up with Skirk, got a handball away, coming through Gillette, did it very well. Got onto his right boot, he'll pump it long. Here's a chance for Hartman going back, and punched still through by Ling. Does it get over there? It's still in play. And now the umpire says, I'll have to throw it in. Just as Brown got there. Right in front of the big grandstand there. Pavilion, Baronia. Just 10 metres around from there, from the Basin goal. They throw it in. They go. Ball sharked there by Commons. Now here's a chance for Baker, Matt Baker. Hits it out. Horrible bounce for Paul, taken by Skirk. Skirk with banana kick into the forward line, going back, Cowling Shaw, coming away. The Jets should get in trouble. Handball over to Harris, and they're away.
Harris from half-back, neat kick to the wing, mark taken by Baker, and getting plenty of attention after taking the mark. High pretty lenient, not paying the 25-metre penalty. Baker's high kick to Aitken, got a hand to it. Ling rove the pack, was well tackled. Aitken throws his opponent to the ground, and the free kick goes against Aitken that time. Bears get it. Dunn has the ball at half back, under pressure from Baker, just managed to release the handball.
Good mark.
Good grab there by Killian, and Matt Killian, a true centre wing position. Brown standing the mark. Killian's kick kept it very low, and a disappointing kick there. Forsyth getting back to take the mark. Had the kick very well scouted, Peter Forsyth, and returns the ball to the umpires because the siren has sounded to end a 3rd quarter where the Basin certainly were the dominant side. 6 goals in that quarter for the Bears. Heathmont managed 3. They still lead the Jets 13 goals for 76 to the Basin 11-9, 75, 1 point the margin. We're set for a fantastic final quarter in the Division 4 Grand Final.
Well, let's get this last quarter started. We've got the close one here in the Division 4 EFL 2004 Grand Final at Tormore Reserve, Baronia. And it is Heathmont, 13-4, 82. Leading the Basin 11-9, 75. 7-point lead to the Jets. Basin going to the right of screen. Heathmont to the left. Tucker, being good today, tries to track the ball. Can't do so. You're going to have a ball up at centre-half forward. Just back from that. Favouring Basin though. They'd love the first goal. Tucker tries to go underground, can't do so. Yeomans make that Hayhurst kicking forward. Mark not paid to the Heathmont player on that occasion. He tried to claim it. We're going to have the ball up 10 metres further in.
First goal, very important.
It's huge, Matt. Up they go. Harris breaks out of this pack, kicks it to advantage. Heathmont have got players there. Taylor went to pick it up, tried to get a shepherd on from Paul. Skirk laid a good tackle on him. Taylor will go again. Cook hot on his hammer. And the Basin, Cook and Skirk did very well on that occasion to hold it up. And they've done very well all afternoon. Two that'll hold their heads very proudly. They can get the Basin over the line. At the moment, still the Jets by 7 points. Hartman kicked a miraculous goal in that third quarter. The Bears kicked 6. And boundary throw-in, no, free kick. The umpire signal one way, he's going the other. Will go to Paul. Paul on defensive wing for the Jets. Kick up towards centre half forward. Aitken goes for a fly. Ground level. Handball came out there from Gladman, ended up with Aitken. Aitken runs around, dances around now on his right, just got the kick away. Great pressure, could favour Hartman anyway, and Lee Hartman comes in, takes the mark and holds it up high. Well, Lee Hartman kicked a goal late in that last quarter. In the third quarter to stop the Bears' rush. This is an important one too, to get them off to a 13-point lead. This veteran who kicked 67 goals so far for the season coming into this game needs this one. There it goes. Oxley telling him off to the side you're going to miss it. Horton gives a late leave. Hartman goes for the kick. He's not very happy about it. One behind. So 13-5, 83. The Jets leading the Basin 11-9, 75.
Well, 8-point lead now for Heathmont and Lee Hartman. Opportunity there to just stretch it further, but he was off target. The Basin supporters certainly breathing a considerable collective sigh of relief after that kick from Hartman, as Cook is the designated kicker on this occasion. Up towards half-back, Hayhurst. Skirk almost drags in the mark. Had a wonderful third quarter, Brad Skirk. Couldn't take the mark that time, though. Paul's kick to Horton. Levi Horton out on a long lead. His kick to the true centre-half forward position finds Taylor. Taylor takes the mark, and he will go back and probably have a shot. He's a pretty good kick, Brad Taylor. Hasn't kicked a goal today, but he certainly has helped set up a couple. He's got an opportunity here for his first.
Poor checking there from the Basin, Matt.
Yeah, the Basin back line needs to be a lot tighter in this close game situation.
Taylor's kick had a fair bit on it, carried a fair way, but then slammed into the woodwork. And just another minus score on the board for the Jets, who move on to 13 goals, 6, 84, leading the Basin 11-9, 75. The margin now 9 points as once again Lachlan Lee Cook will bring the ball back in.
Yes, and I think Grant just got a bit of a fist on that low one, otherwise it might have snuck through. It was very low. Grant kicks, gee, it's a risky one, but it comes off as he gets it to Watson. Watson kicks, finds a player loose in Oxley. Got a bit of dash, hasn't played the full game, Oxley. His kicks along the ground. They've got the numbers, the Basin. Will they come away? They do now. Back into the corridor. Up they go, looking for Gillette. Gillette, well, he was caught behind. There was a bit of holding on going on. And the free kick goes to Forsyth. Forsyth does well at centre-half back. Kicks up now. Misses the target in Brown. Taken away there by Watson. Watson kicks forward. Here's a chance for Heathmont now, spinning out of trouble. Got it over to McCarthy. McCarthy will have to go to Harris. Also having to go and doing very well was Yeomans, and he punched it away. And he just gives a little bit of a slap on the back to Harris. He knows he's played a great game as well. Yeah. It goes over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Bit of respect there shown to Harris, but it was a great fist there by Yeomans.
Otherwise Harris would have been away. Yeah. Andrew Cowenshaw wins the tap down, gives it over to Thomas, star of the third quarter, dancing around. Couldn't get loose on that occasion, and we'll have the ball up. They're 50 metres out from the Basin goal, 45-degree angle, and the Jets are leading by 8 points.
Umpire threw it up. Loose ball now. Horton had a fair bit of it. Ball spills loose again. Little quick kick by San Martino. Out towards the wing now, the kick. Taylor was there, just putting the pressure on Yeoman. Skirk did well. Skirk did really well. Got it over the top to Cowlishaw. Matt Cowlishaw fires at the goals, but he's off target. And just the minor score there for Matt Cowlishaw. And again, a bit of a reprieve for Heathmont. 11 goals 10 on the board now for the Basin. They are 76. Heathmont 13 goals 8. 84. 8-point margin once again.
Taylor kicks in. Horton. Sorry, that's Horton kicking in. Kicks to himself. Goes long. Big fly from Killian. Can't take the mark. Ground level. And the umpire says, we'll wait. We'll ball it up on the half-back flank for the Jets. Doing the defending. The Basin trying to claim a mark there. Umpire said no. Up goes Mitchell, wins the tap down. Now the Basin are away. Long drop punt and bring it back to 2 points. What a wonderful goal. Just what they needed. We're going to have to pick this man up on the far side. The hero for the Basin.
William Donovan kicking the goal. Great goal from a long way out. And that brings the margin back to just 3 points. 2 points, in fact. So Donovan, the goal kicker. 13 goals, 6 Heathmont. 13-6, 84 leads the Basin. 12-10, 82. Great game of footy. Harris was taken high by Hartman. And Paul Harris will get the free kick. The obvious one then. Hartman a little bit overzealous. Harris's kick inside 50. Aiken the target, but a great mark by Watson. And certainly in the second half, he has started to compete much better with Aiken. Cameron Gillette showing faith in his defender, keeping him on Aiken. Kick from Watson up towards the wing. Skirk was stripped of the ball by Paul. Hartman off the ground. Cowlishaw on a long approach to it. Was tackled and couldn't control the ball. So ball up to take place just inside the field of play. Half forward for the Basin. Cowlishaw to do the ruck work against San Martino. McCarthy fed it back to Walters. High left foot kick to the wing. Harris was the target. Tucker was there as well. Tucker did really well. Beat Killian. Plays on quickly. The kick from Tucker just had a little bit too much on it for Thomas. And Dean Thomas has hardly had a kick today of the ball. Very quiet game from him. Hasn't kicked a goal. And has really struggled to have any impact on proceedings. On that occasion, the kick for Thomas didn't really do him any favours. Tucker just going a little bit too quick to control the kick. As Aiken wins it out of the ruck. Cook grabs a hold of it, was all wrapped up, fed it out to Thomas. Thomas had time to have a bit of a think about his handball and who it was going to go to. Skirk got in the back of Paul, no free kick paid. Chance here for Hayhurst, under pressure from San Martino. Opportunity for Walters to send it up the line. Skirk got it to Duncan.
Good mark. And
a great diving mark, sliding in, was Cowlishaw. Matt Cowlishaw sends the Bears forward. Skirk has run hard and made good position. Now we'll just slow things down and steady for the Bears.
Well, it's a very heavy forward line. All the big men are down there. Cowlishaw brothers for the Basin as Skirk goes into the hot spot. Looks like it's going to favour Heathmont. Favour it does. Forsyth takes the mark, gets a 25 metre as well. So, not really needed there. Just gets Heathmont out of trouble.
He's had a great game today again, Peter Forsyth in defence.
2-point ball game. Forsyth now puts Heathmont into attack. Towards centre half forward. Big pack of players. The ground level, handball comes over the top. Ball spills loose. Coming out to meet it. Aiken's flipped it over the top to Taylor. Taylor ran in and missed from 15 metres out.
Critical miss.
Might be one they rue, Matt. Back to 3 points now. 3-point ball game. Basin going to have to kick out. It is 13-7, 85. Heathmont leading the Basin, 12-10, 82.
Well, Brad Taylor, very good kick of the football, but unfortunately that time was off target. I think he would have expected to have kicked the goal. Cook brings the ball back in for the Bears and finds Thomas. Mark Thomas just considers his options. He appeals to his teammates. Give me something to kick to. Make a lead. Taking his time here, Thomas. Finally goes short. And the mark taken there by Haslam against Taylor. So Haslam for the Basin. He goes short as well. Very short kick. The mark held there well by Hayhurst, just inside the field of play. Hayhurst now kicks. High kick to half forward. Great mark. Terrific effort by Donovan. Came in from the side. Judged it beautifully. Donovan's kick forward. Cowlishaw the target. Hartman there as well. And some excellent defence once more from Wishart and also from Peter Forsyth.
Well, the crowd seems pretty quiet, Brad. I think it's very neutral because it really has been a great game, hasn't it?
It's been close most of the day, and it's certainly a thriller at this stage as Ling was all wrapped up, got it to Paul, hands it off to Tucker. Tucker went with the left foot kick, pretty intricate, intended kick there for Thomas. Can Dean Thomas finally get a touch? This time he does. Managed to control it, kicks it up towards Gladman, and Luke Gladman unable to keep the ball in play. So another boundary throw, an outer side of Tormore Reserve where Heathmont lead 13 goals, 7-85. The Basin at 12 goals, 10-82. It is a 3-point lead to the Jets, and it will be Daniel Baker and Rod Mitchell to compete in the ruck. Baker won the tap. Oxley applies a strong tackle, had his opponent all wrapped up, and will have a ball up once again.
Well, Heathmont, 80 metres around from their goal. They lead by 3 points. They'd love another one. They want that 2-goal margin. Tap comes down. Basin will come away with it. Kick up towards the wing. Going out Hartman, can't control it. And we'll have a ball in. Centre wing, scoreboard side of the ground. Most of the crowd today at the pavilion side. All getting their money's worth. Seen some fantastic goals and passages of play today in this Division 4 EFL Grand Final. And they throw it in again. Up they go. Well tackled. Harris goes through. So too does Mitchell. And the umpire says we'll do it again. Have a ball up.
Harris pretty aggressive in his attack on the player with the ball then. Mitchell almost conceded a free kick.
And Mitchell takes it out of the ruck, doesn't go far, plays on their hands and knees. Here's a chance for Hayhurst, handballs to himself, can keep it in. He just can, Killian, off the ground, taken by Wishart. He was well tackled. Now here's another chance for Hayhurst. Going back is Baker, handball out to Harris. Harris did it very well as he got it back to Baker and put it out of bounds on the full. So the free kick will be taken there for the Basin, and a big opportunity to put them forward. In fact, Killian is almost fancying himself in there, but he can't do it, it's too far out. Lining up his options, goes in short, Gillette flies, can't take the mark. All Heathmont on the rebound. No, but a great tackle, brought him down. Now here's a chance for Gillette as he stands up and fires at the goal. Won't quite get there at ground level. Who'll get there first? The Jets with time, kicks it out. All Basin. Going out there first is Duncan. Will it sit for him? Nearly ran into trouble. Good effort there from Paul, putting the pressure on. Now a lovely tap on back to Oxley. Oxley with time, kicks to the top of the square. Gillette can't take the mark. Make that. That was Yeomans who couldn't take the mark, and he brought it back. Still alive, Yeomans goes again. And it's put over for a behind 2-point ball game. 12-11, 83 to 13-7, 85.
Well, for a few moments there, Dean Yeomans looked like he was going to take the game by the scruff of the neck and kick what could be a match-winning goal, but in the end, it was that was stifled, and the margin back to 2 points as Levi Horton bring the ball back in for the Jets. Kicked pretty well straight down the middle, true centre-half back position. Tucker and Skirk both flew high. Wishart stayed on the ground, sharked it nicely. Wishart's kick to half forward. Aitken was outpointed this time by Watson.
They were holding Aitken on the ground, mate. Played holding the man.
Oh, free kick to Mick Aitken. He goes short. Nobody there for the Jets. Grant runs onto it. Did well, Adam Grant. So too did Mitchell. Loose ball now. Chance there for Chute, who's been pretty quiet in the second half. Chute's coughed it up. Harris seemed to throw it out to Hartman. Hartman gets a high tackle from Thomas. And a free kick paid against Mark Thomas. Lee Hartman put his head over the ball and was rewarded with the free kick. He's still feeling the effects of it. 3 goals today for Lee Hartman.
Desperate stuff now. You can see it in the tackling. The way the players are going in, this is the last roll of the dice.
Well, he's kicked 70 goals for the season. 67 coming into today's match, 3 today. And dearly love his 71st goal of the year to put Heathmont 8 points in front. Takes his time, walks in. The kick from Hartman is a goal. Great kick and a great goal there for Lee Hartman. At the critical moment, he's come through with the goods. Gets his 4th goal of the day and it takes Heathmont's lead out to 8 points.
They worked really hard for that goal. Experienced player, finishes off.
And not many goals kicked, Matt. How long do you think to go in this one, in the last quarter? How long do you reckon we've gone?
Oh, probably hard to say. Probably another, I still think 6 or 7 minutes left.
So plenty of time for the Basin. Special comments from Matt Lee. Up goes Mitchell, knocks it down to Thomas. All in front of the Bears now. They need 2 goals to get back in front. More importantly, they need the next one. Mitchell to Thomas. Heathmont all around the ball. Get the feeling they'll do this for the last 5 minutes. Just get there in numbers. Any ball up, any boundary throw-in is an advantage to the Jets now. Can they get this elusive flag? Good punch forward. Paul will get there first. Doesn't quite gather it in. Fighting hard with his Commons. But coming away is McCarthy with a kick. Up towards Duncan. Will he get there first? Can he trap it? He just gets it in there. Handball over the top. Free kick will come back to Duncan.
Against Gladman, the free kick. To the veteran Duncan.
Well, they need someone to take a mark. Someone's going to have to go. It's Cook. He's gone all day, and he's been fantastic for the Bears. What can he set up? Big kick. Out they go. Too far for Gillette. At the back, Oxley couldn't pick it up.
Oh!
Tapped it into the path of the Basin player running through. Killian. And he'll get the free kick 40 metres out.
Well, against McCarthy, McCarthy's hardly done a thing wrong all day, but on that occasion, just very crude attempt to tackle, and Killian will take the free kick.
Killian's not taking too much time. He's wondered how long's left. There's his kick. It's a funny one. It won't have the distance. Big fly at the back. Hartman. Was that Hartman?
Yeah,
it was. And one behind, though. Only one behind to Hartman. And dramatic scenes here. They move on to 12-84. Basin, they're trailing Heathmont. Wait for the scoreboard to come round. 14-7, 91.
Taylor brings the ball back into Horton. Levi Horton in the back pocket, up towards Baker, and Baker took a great strong mark in a pack of
man in front.
Well, that's pretty unlucky. He was the only Heathmont player there. Cook runs on, loads up from a long way out, kicks to the square. Hartman flew. Wishart again stayed on the ground, did well, fed it off to Harris. Harris out of defence, and he hits Brad Chute on the chest. Chute on true centre wing position. Measures the kick. Aitken the target, went through his hands. Thomas there at the back. Dean Thomas just has been completely unable to get into today's game. And he's pretty frustrated as well, as you can see. Battling away there with Watson and also Haslam. Umpire's going to ignore the fight, throw it up in the midst of the fight. Tap came down. Harris again, another hard one footy. He's had a great game, and he kicks it to Gladman. Gladman in front of Duncan takes a good strong mark. And Duncan there just had to be careful that he didn't get in the back of Gladman after the mark had already been held. Last thing that the Basin can afford to do is concede a 25-metre penalty. Gladman, not a bad shot for goal usually. Pretty accurate kick. See what he can do. Difficult angle. Kick drifts across the face. And just one minor score there for Luke Gladman. Well, the last quarter, an exciting one, and scores close. Crowd at fever pitch.
And Cook kicks out. A wonderful mark taken by Mitchell. Like that, Thomas. Thomas kicks into the centre half back. Got a player in Darn. Darn runs around. Good kick to Gillette. Wonderful pass. Cameron Gillette in the centre of Tormore Reserve. Gillette goes in now looking for Hartman. Big fly. Can't take the mark. Now it's at ground level. And a player come out of there. Walters tries to go through. So too Skirk. Handball came out to Harris. Umpire said that was fine. Harris goes out to the wing. And it beats Matt Cowlinshaw over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in centre wing on the far side. And it's the Jets by 8 points.
And after Hartman failed to take that mark, the player who just bought some time for his team, held the ball up and allowed his teammates to arrive, was Wishart, who's been fantastic in this last quarter.
Wishart stood up all day. And we're going to go up again. Another ball up. Same position. Centre wing on the far side. Umpire's found something very important going Heathmont's way on this ruck contest. Looks like San Martino. He just handballs off. Jets go forward. Well attacked Duncan. Cowlinshaw got it. That was Matt. Kicked up. Mark not taken for the Jets. Killian slides in. Well, the Bears have to keep their feet from here. Just keep the ball going forward at all costs. They must get the next goal, and they need it in about a minute, I'd say. Much time left. Punch goes over the back. Trying to get a handball out. Here's Harris running himself into best on ground honours. Gets it on to Ling. Ling goes looking for McCarthy. McCarthy can't quite take the mark. Picked up by Thomas. Thomas kicks up now. Hartman had a couple to beat, and he was held. No, he was holding out the other one. And Grant will take the free kick. So the Jets by 8 points. Grant has it in the back pocket.
Adam Grant deep in defence for the Basin. 8 points the margin. Disappointing kick by Grant. Gladman arrives on the scene, floated in from the side and took a good safe mark. 92 plays 84. 8 point lead to the Jets. Gladman can make it 14 points if he kicks the goal. He's struggled a little bit in front of the sticks today. Hasn't been his best day today, but he has a real opportunity here. Just a bit of a stuttering approach. Not too sure where the man on the mark should be. Duncan, Gus Duncan standing the mark. Gladman walks in, kicks it high, and off target. High, not so handsome there from Luke Gladman, the minor score. Takes the lead out to 9 points now. 14 goals, 9-93. The base, Heathmont, sorry, leading the Basin 12-12, 84.
Well, still alive. Cook. 25 minutes gone in this last quarter. They all fire up. Mitchell stays down. Can he get a clean possession? He gets a kick away to Killian. Donovan goes high from behind. Handball comes out now with Gillette. Gillette around the body. Going back, should take the mark. Is Commons. Can he flip it over the top to Duncan? He'll have to go now. He decides not to. Well, Commons must kick this goal because Duncan was all alone for a while there in the forward pocket. Commons on the left boot. He swings it to the right. He swings it too much. And we're back to 8-point ball game.
Well, he didn't waste too much time then. He quickly got on with it, but he was off target. Disappointing kick from Commons.
He had to go to Duncan then.
So Brad Taylor to bring the ball back in again for the Jets. Goes up the middle to McCarthy. Christian McCarthy, centre half back, takes the mark, sizes up his options. Kicks it very high, floated towards the wing as the siren sounds. And Heathmont, it is third time lucky for them as they win the Division 4 Grand Final and are the 2004 Premiers. A wonderful win in a great game of football. 9 points the margin. And Heathmont, 14 goals, 9, 93, defeated the Basin. 12 goals, 13, 85. 8 points the win. And just a fantastic win by the Jets. Much deserved. Their third great season in a row for their first premiership. And that's fantastic for the Heathmont Footy Club. Matt Lee.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic performance by Heathmont today. The Basin were very gallant in defeat. They played fantastic as well. But just Heathmont in the end able to hang on in what was a very great game of footy.
Well, the fourth classic encounter of these two clubs throughout the season. Heathmont, maybe just a bit more to play for. We spoke about in length of their heartbreak over the years. Just enough to get them over the line. That's all it really was. It was a very even game. Forwards were fantastic at both ends. Aiken kicking those miraculous goals. Thomas in the third quarter. And for players like Stephen Tucker, Lee Hartman that have been around the Heathmont Football Club for a long time, it's a very famous day for them. They'll remember it for a long time to come. They'll be partying down at Heathmont for about a week, I'd imagine. And very well done to them. This is player running into screen now, Brad Chute. Big recruit from Forest Hill, Springvale. He'll be happy. It was a choice well made.
So the final margin, 9 points. So an 8-point win, I should say, for Heathmont, and deserved premiers in Division 4 for season 2004.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a 4th Division Grand Final we will witness to today. The Basin relegated from Division 3 last year to this year's Grand Final. Very gallant in defeat. Fantastic effort by the Basin this year, making the 4th Division Grand Final. Well done. For the victors, Heathmont, as the saying goes, third time lucky. I know Premiers today. Number 18, Peter Forsyth. Number 20, Darren Hall. Number 22, Brendan Sabatino.
Giving us a week working right. He might be able to work it, but we take it to a long end.
Number 26, Dan Baker. Number 27, Brad Stewart. Number 29, Steve Tucker. Number 31, Matt Baker. Number 35, Dean Thomas. Number 35, 39, Travis Lee. Number 60, Lee Hartman. Runner, Peter Campbell. Trainer, Erica Moody. Trainer, John Rapp. Team manager, Chris Miller. The runner once again, Peter Campbell. And awarded by Dyson Bank Woolridge. Would you please welcome up onto the podium the captain of the Heathmont Senior Premiership side, Paul Harris. And joining Paul up on the podium, coach of the Premiership side, Jeff Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for the Division 4 Senior Premier for season 2004 Heathmont.
Ryan doesn't want it. You don't mind, do you? If you don't, do you mind or not? Because I'll take this way back now. Damo's my new roommate, I tell you. Dog scared, is it? Short term. Dog scared. What's his store got?